boys how to do this thing.
Oh, welcome back, team, to the episode number 4 of the Old Boys Show. Today, we were just off the riff going to CrossFit. We're just talking about some experiences that we had and what CrossFit has done for us and taken us, or where it's taken us. And we were just talking about one moment of when Sam announced that him and his wife were pregnant with their first baby girl, and this was in Sydney. What got you into CrossFit? And then let's get from there to there.
But growing up in Whangarei as a teenager, I loved sport, but I left school at 14 and was straight into the building scene. And at that stage, I was paying rent. I was just with men all day, and there was no influence, and there was no, apart from playing rugby, there was CrossFit wasn't a thing, the gym wasn't a thing. And when I moved down here after the earthquakes, I was 20, and the first thing I did, I was so stoked to get out of Whangarei, and I was paid to stay in a motel, and it was just no one knew me. It was a new city. First thing I did was go to a health store, and I bought a magazine, a fitness magazine. And I went to the Nike store and got some running shoes, and I did a push-up challenge, and I'd go for runs. And I don't know why, but I just was longing for that. And then I got into running hard out. And then I was at work, and this dude was like, bro, you should try CrossFit. You would like it. I go to the Franks brothers. It's where Ben and Owen Franks own the gyms down here. I was like, what's that? And just sort of, long story short, bro.
Well, no, that's all good. What year was that?
That must have been 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I went along, did this class, and it was 3 rounds for time, 400 meter run, 10 thrusters, and some burpees or something.
That's a welcome to CrossFit workout.
Yeah. And I ended up winning. I won the workout. And I was just yo, this is neat. And the thrusters were pretty heavy. I think they were 60 kilos.
Holy shit.
And it was so hard. And bro, I just from then on, I just got absolutely hooked. I loved it. I think I was six months in, and went and competed at the Battle of the Fittest in Auckland. I just loved it. Yeah.
2013?
Yeah, 2013. That was my
Must have been earlier than that.
And that was my first open.
Because I met you in the open.
It would have been 2012 because the open.
Yeah, I met you in the open at Papanui Franks Brothers.
Yeah, with Luke Fiso and that.
Yeah.
But that would have been 2014.
Was it?
Because that wasn't my first open.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah. That workout was horrendous.
Thrusters and burpees, eh?
Yeah. 21, 18, 15, 21, 6, 3.
Yep.
They had a 40-minute cap. Yeah, I'll never forget it. And you were fast as. Yep. I remember you in the warm-up area. This is where I met you, in the warm-up area.
Yeah.
And I think I had just finished. You're like, your thrusters are mean, bro. Your thrusters are mean, bro.
That's a meat.
And then you click your watch, boom, and then you went off for a run. You're like, I want to do a 3-minute run.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that in the car
warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first ever memory of you. Was that open?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I remember that day.
Your thrusters are mean, bro. And then you crushed it. You beat my score by 4 minutes.
Right.
And still beating them by 4 minutes. Another day. We've had cat just roommate. Yeah. I was like, oh, this fella's all good.
Hey, thanks, mate.
Yeah. My first workout of CrossFit, I can never forget this. I came in from I was already strong and fit from a rugby and touch background. And before I had even started CrossFit, I think I was back squatting 190.
Oh, wow.
Had a sub 25K run. I was 19, 20. And the first workout, bro, was Toles had gone to the Franks Brothers, and then this time she had gone to CrossFit Christchurch, and she had asked me to come along. It might have been 2012. And then, so I go along, and the workout was an 8-minute AMRAP of box jumps, push-ups, ab mat sit-ups, and air squats, 4 bodyweight movements. It was in their fundamentals class. And as soon as the whistle went, I was like, bro, I could smoke this. I went as hard as I could for like 2 minutes. Hyperventilated, had a panic attack, almost shat my pants, went to the toilet and sat in there like, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, bro, you can like walk out of here and never come back and go live a great career doing the training that you're already doing. And I don't know, I went back in and I finished like the last 2 or 3 minutes of the AMRAP. So I might have done 5 or 6 minutes out of the 8. And I was so humbled, bro. I seen these older fellas just whip past me. I seen some butterfly pull-ups. I seen this dude top off doing handstand push-ups from like the main class. And he had this Christmas tree looking back. And I was like, wow, these bodies are just different. And it made me realize how much I didn't know. So I left humbled, and it probably took me a week to go back. I was thinking, fuck, I could just keep training, you know, the way I am, be fit and strong. But it just didn't sit well with me. I thought I had to learn more. And so, yeah, that kind of thirst for knowledge and experience, that just humbled me, man. Yeah, it humbled me so much. And I'll never forget that moment. And I hold on to that to then like make sure that I make all the new people transitioning into their first day, you know, welcoming and achievable, because that was bodyweight stuff and I was already what you would typically think way past that.
Yeah.
Realistically, I wasn't. Like I didn't have the foundation set. And so, yeah, that was my first experience.
That's cool. I like that. CrossFit will humble anyone, man. Hey, the right workout.
Oh, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still see that? People coming in confident as and then getting humble?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to name names. Should I name names? No. I see it every day. I see it every class.
All right.
I see it every day. But, man, one thing with CrossFit, though, is what dictates a lot of people's happiness about how they're tracking their progress is how well they did based off of the workout. Did they finish it? Did they do the RX version or not? And then did they get within like target times? And now that's quite a hard way to dictate your personal happiness on your growth of CrossFit, because at the end of the day, those metrics are only governed by the writer, and that changes per writer. There's no standardized system of this is how you write and dictate what the performance metrics are. There's none of that. And so like what's RX considered here might be, or what's scaled here might be RX somewhere else, you know? And just oblivious to that person is like, I'm so shit. It's like, man, look at all your stuff. There's this increased dramatically. No, but it felt really hard and I was a bit off that time and I can't do that. It's like, well, yeah, but no one can really do that. Like, I just watched a video of, is Dave Castro washed? And when it went through some good points, some great points of like introducing handstand walks into CrossFit like 2010, and no one could really do it. And then by 2011, heaps of people, 5 more people in your gym could. Now, it's level 2 option.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got level 3 is like hit 30 meters repeatedly. Level 2 is still handstand walk, where like 10 years ago, 15 years ago now, it was one person that could do it in your class, in your gym. And it was a trick. It wasn't in the workout, it was just a trick shot. And then the same thing with the peg board. Only one person at the games or a couple of people could do the peg boards the following year. Now everyone can do it. The dumbbells came in the open in 2017. No one had really trained dumbbells, and now we train so many variations. Yesterday we did 90 snatches. Saturday we did 50 thruster. They just have to become an implement in your training tool belt. So that's the beautiful thing about CrossFit. When they say prepared or unknown preparedness, is like you don't know what you're going to get given. I would like to see the kettlebell used in many, many ways.
It's been neglected a bit. A kettlebell swing is elite.
Elite. And it was like that's my first thought of CrossFit. Is kettlebell. Because it was the obscure little training mechanism that you use of fitness for your body. And it wasn't a barbell, it was an awkward implement. Like for whatever reason, bro, when I first started CrossFit, how many Turkish get-ups did you do?
Yeah,
It was like once a week.
Yeah.
And it was always coached through all these positions, and you'd always do them. And I don't know if we might touch it once a year now.
Yeah.
You know, now that's the trick shot because it was so basic.
Yeah.
But they make it out like it's the world's hardest thing. Like, yeah, it's impressive when you go to the Cirque du Soleil and bro's got a whole human up there and he's
Yeah.
handstand pushing them up whilst getting out. That's one of the craziest feats of strength.
Yeah.
But I mean, are we training Cirque du Soleil? It's kind of specific.
What was your point on is David Castro wash?
Well, just integrating new things and like, oh, the metrics and markers moving.
Well,
So like Hunter right now, you put him 2015, he's probably top 10 in Oceania at regionals,
yeah.
you know? Does he even make the top 100 in quarterfinals? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's how much it moves. Like so many people, I was talking to someone the other day. I remember when Sam Briggs was the CrossFit Games champion in 2013. I think she went back to back 2014.
Yeah.
And on her rest days, Thursday and Sunday, she would run 5K. And that was mind-boggling to be like, you're running 5 kilometers on your rest day. That's so far. And now people are running 15s and 20s
Yeah.
on their rest days. And but that's a nice little segue. Like you see it all the time. Is there a boom now of unnecessaryism of training? And how does that come about? Is it like, because the hybrid athlete, first of all, the hybrid athlete is a CrossFit athlete. That's it. End the story. But they've labeled themselves as hybrid athletes because they don't want to do Olympic weightlifting, gymnastics, and learn the skills. So they just do heavy compound lifts and run. Now, High Rocks has also increased runners' mileage dramatically. They're like at 80 to 100K a week.
Yeah.
By the way, we love High Rocks. As CrossFitters, we absolutely love High Rocks. It has done nothing but good things. But is there this like competitive syndrome of like, you can go out and run 10K and that doesn't even feel like it's worthy anymore. It's not postable because it's not 18.
Yeah.
It's not 21. It's not. How many people now?
Not even that. It's not impressive anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's fast.
Yeah. Unless it's fast.
Unless it's like now you're 330s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What like that's where the fitness scene is kind of at. Just competitive online showboating. The good thing about CrossFit though is that there's always a place to put that fitness.
Yeah.
On the testing floor, on the proving grounds, and it will show if you haven't done the work. You cannot hide.
Yeah.
You cannot hide. And like, yeah, it's all well and good to be the best runner, or the best weightlifter, or the best at gymnastics, or the best at whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, it also sucks to get last in something.
It's probably the good thing about High Rocks too. Is like, yeah, it's a specialist race, but it's like it keeps people accountable. Like, well, there's a race. Turn up. Are your Instagram Ks like, let's put them to the test. How hard are you actually working?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I do love about it is just the knowable. Like you just know it's going to be that test so you can train accordingly. The same way that you know at the Olympics, a 400-meter race is always going to be a 400-meter race. It doesn't matter where you are in the world or what timeline you're on, you know how to train for that. And it's the same with all the implements at the Olympics, essentially. So we can really see people extract like the best scores, speeds, weights, whatever. With CrossFit, it's so broad. You know, like the first year they introduced the double under crossover skip skill at the games and no one could do it. 1 or 2 people could do it. And then, so it really compromises the leaderboard. You have to figure this thing out on the fly. You've had 30 minutes total to practice. And then the following year, just everyone in the gym could do it. They were like, man, this is at the games. It's going to come to semifinals or quarterfinals. We've got to get them ready. So they were all training at very, you know, I would say too intensely. I was watching people training online who weren't at the games, who were only quarterfinals, semifinals, and they were going crossover double unders the whole training block. And I was like, man, the games didn't get this right at the games. That was not a good showcasing of this. So they're not ready to introduce this skill down a notch. You're training for the wrong thing. And that's my whole ethos is like with training, especially with CrossFit, and just understanding the test. So there's no point if I'm gonna go run 10K hill runs 5 days a week to go to Torian and they don't even have a run on a hill. Why would I do that? Or why would I go swimming in the ocean when they're not gonna have, like twice a week, oh, I've gotta get my swim up. So yeah, my swim's weak, but they're still not gonna test that. So one, you're wasting valuable training time, and you're wasting reps on that movement. Knew you could put elsewhere. Might be on a ski erg, it might be on a bar muscle up, you know? So, I don't know, yeah.
You've had your finger on the pulse for a while now on the CrossFit sector. You've been to how many games
5,
in a row? Have you been to the last 5?
probably. I think I missed 24.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You go to all the Aussie ones.
Yep, well, you've competed in them. Like, what, so what, where have you competed?
Yeah. Well, regionals. Well, before that it was Torian singles when it was at Torian. Me and Mike McCarty.
Yeah, well, like, elaborate on that. Because people see Torian now, bro, and Torian is one of the best CrossFit competitions on earth.
Yeah.
Top three. And a lot of people only see it for what it is now. They don't know the backstory and the history of that. And you were in the...
Because it was OG.
days.
It was 2017. Yeah, and all the big dogs were there, you know, back then when it was, well, Roy Stun. He's still a big dog, you know, Brandon. It was mean seeing all those boys competing against them. 2017 it was, in their own gym. That was a fun competition. That was so cool. Went over there was about 5 or 6 Kiwi boys. And yeah, I forget where I placed, but I think I did pretty good.
8th.
You reckon?
8th or 12th.
It was 11th.
Nah. 8th or 12th.
Okay.
I think it was 8th. Or Leash got 8th. Leash Martin.
Was she there when I did it? She was, yeah, she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was like my, I think that was my first overseas one. And then we did regionals as a team. That was cool.
But we just missed out on the games for that regionals.
And why?
The handstand walk ramp workout. If we had just got one more person over that handstand ramp, we would have made the games.
Where did we place there?
7th.
Oh, yeah.
That rep was valuable. It had 2 reps in it.
Right.
And that would have given us like 5 placements. Because remember, virtually half the field of girls couldn't get over the ramp.
Yeah.
So that would have placed us like 10 points higher, which would have been the deficit. They took 5 teams back then.
Yes.
We would have got 5th.
And then there was the Down Under, where we came 3rd, but only the winner. That was the only time, or whatever, they were ripped off there.
Bro, but that year was when they changed the whole scheme of the games.
Yeah.
And you could now be a team, a super team from not the same gym.
Yeah.
And we were a gym team.
Yes, we were the only gym team.
Yeah. And so the other teams were like Jay Crouch, James Newbury, Calm Porter, Maddie Sturt were all on the same teams.
Yeah.
Versus our team. And we won events. We won 2 back-to-backs. We won
On the beach run.
the beach run. And just before that was the Eco Bike wave.
Chipper, wave.
Yeah, then the burpee box step overs.
Yes.
And I was screaming hit you on those step overs. And it was you versus Newbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got
And Calm Porter.
was kind of the last one to go.
Oh, yeah, I think he tried to like chase us down.
Yeah.
But he went too hot.
Yeah.
That was too hard to just go that hot.
Yeah. That's funny. Like, I've now got relationships with those boys. Khan's a good friend of mine. Coached them at the games last year.
Yes.
Where he almost won it. He was very well in a position to win it. He was first equal in the final event.
Wow.
And then Scott Panchik just done Scott Panchik things. He's being second at the game, Scott Panchik. So there's some caliber, man. There's some caliber there. But yeah, that Down Under one was pretty cool. I still feel ripped off from the season of that, because that would have been the first year I think that we would have gone to the games.
Yeah.
2019, and we would have been pretty successful, I think, then, because we had put a whole year of training in and like really mapped it out. I mean, they just changed it.
And it came down to the wire. You know, we versed that Renegade team. They were stacked, and to pip them, it was a big feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, they were haters on us, eh? Well, like, their whole target was on our team that weekend.
Yeah. Well, it's a competitive sport.
Yeah. Like, just be our friends, man.
Yeah.
Did you do, so that was Down Under. Did you do Torian that year as well? Because that year Torian was in November, which was the first one at the stadium.
Nah.
And we took like 40 of us.
I don't think I did.
No?
Nah.
Yeah, no, it didn't. There was 40 of us. I think there was the introduction of Clint for the first time.
Yeah.
He was on a team with Callum. Donnie was out there, and then the Tolls was out there. Tolls won the snatch event. Marnie and Mads were up against Tasia and China Cho. And Marnie and Mads were third on the podium.
Yeah.
Rich Froning was competing.
Yeah.
We had a few teams there. Kendall was on an intermediate team. Fast forward, Kendall 4 years later was at the games.
Yeah.
That's the development processes, eh? Yeah, so what? Down Under 2019. Did you do any more after that?
Nah. Maybe just like a couple of New Zealand nationals, and then started having kids. And then I did that rugby injury. I did my ACL playing rugby. Remember lockdowns? We were in good shape. We couldn't do anything. And then they let us play. You could like that. Those stupid rules where you could play rugby, but no spectators were allowed to watch. If I catch stuff, I flew. And so I was like, okay, we'll go play some rugby. Like play a season with you, and then did my ACL. And that was just a slow recovery. That was pretty much it for me.
Yeah, that sucked because that was in the semi-final and I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
I was out of town, and then you fucking done your ACL.
Yeah.
I was so gutted for you.
Yeah.
So gutted. Lockdown, G.
Yeah.
Fuck. We just trained. We trained.
Yeah.
This is what it.
fun.
Yeah. I was so frustrated, bro. I was so frustrated that they would let people go to the pubs and bars, but you could not go to a gym or you could not go get your hair cut.
Yeah.
Where are your priorities for health?
So backwards.
That does not make sense to me in any world. But I don't know.
I hate it.
We had a good bubble,
Yeah.
so we were able to train together.
Yeah, that time frustrated me politically, but we had so much joy in that time too. Like I got to work from home, and I really took the piss with that. Like I stayed home for as long as I could.
The milk bank, just milked it.
Yeah. Remember, I'd bring my laptop to the gym, and I'd just like, "Can you move my mouse, Boris? It looks like I'm online." And I just keep
That wasn't even during lockdown.
it was my own lockdown.
That was yesterday.
But I got to spend like my first year at home with my daughter, which was mean. That was cool. And then all our little bubbles, we had bubbles everywhere, eh? Just little pockets of gym. I remember doing a Bronco on your driveway.
That was mean.
Yeah.
That was your first Bronco. I think you ran a 440 on the driveway.
Yeah.
First time. Not experiencing turns and things like that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yep.
Lockdown, man, that had me messed up. I was a business owner and it was hard because you still had to like make sure that you kept your employees intact because you're the lifeline there. But then for me, it actually put more work on my plate because now I had to diversify into online classes. So he goes online classes, now we're doing that. Now I have to rewrite all the programming that I've already done. You know, I'd already prepared all this blocks of programming for these months. Now that's not worth anything because no one can come to the gym and use the equipment. So now I have to rethink and So my
And for you, remember that time you had to open and you had to like make little 2-meter bays? You had to, like, your criteria to open, you had to check everyone, have it a vaccine pass.
oh yeah, bro.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was cooked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be flat out honest. I didn't, because I don't care. I don't give a fuck, man.
You knew it was bullshit.
Yeah, I know it was bullshit, and I still feel that way, and I'll stand on that hill. But I also don't want to judge people for their personal health, like their own decisions.
Yeah.
That has got nothing to do with me.
There's a lot of fear.
And at the end of the day, if you are vaccinated, you're protected, are you not?
Apparently.
Well, apparently not. It's not enough.
Yeah.
No, for you to not be vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, you are a threat to my immune system. How? How? Oh, he's a carrier. Fuck. Well, why'd you get the jab then?
Oh, bro, it was just, don't get me started.
No, get started.
Get revved up.
Get started. What if it happens again?
There's no way.
There's a way. There is a way.
I just don't think the people would stand for it.
In New Zealand, bro, absolutely they'll stand for it. We have no guts.
Yeah.
We have zero guts. We're so conservative. We're such reservists. We don't have guns. So it's not like we can make a massive uproar. And like you can go and unite your community and rebel, but like, yeah, it's time to go. One person jumps out, everyone's like, what's gonna happen? Oh, just nah. You go and it's like, bro, we use it. Like,
I just remember when they blatantly lied to us, and they still haven't like fully announced it publicly, but like they tried to tell us that COVID came from a wet market, remember? From two international animals.
from a dude eating a bat
Yeah.
in China.
In Wuhan, where there was the virology, whatever you call it,
the virology lab.
where they do the whole gain of function and actually make COVID-19.
Yeah, talking shit. But I was in Wuhan at the time of this alleged writing.
Yeah, you went to that China comp, hey?
Yeah, I was in China, Dubai, then China again, and then come home, and then I went back out to China. But the next time we were going to China, so we were flying to China to go to Shenzhen. Shenzhen is this. If you haven't looked it up, bro, it's this a Silicon Valley of China. It's in 1980s it had 100,000 people. In 2026, 20 million. How do you have that such expansive growth? It was like rice paddy fields, and now it's the world's highest tech place. But they have the Chinese best weightlifting hall there, and so we got invited in there to train.
Wow.
So we were on our way, and then they closed the borders to China because for our flights we had to go to Hong Kong, and then catch the train into China. Hong Kong is a British settlement. And so it's not considered Chinese. That was a declaration for 100 years, actually, and that 100 years is up, and China's supposed to take it back, and I don't know what the heck's going there. I don't keep up to date. Anyway, they closed the door, so we just, this was like 2 days out from us flying, so we were still like committed. We just went to Vietnam,
Yeah.
like on just a whim,
Yeah.
and just had a good time.
Nice.
Just had a coach's course over in Vietnam and then come home. And then when we got home, they closed the borders in New Zealand. That was it. Like our last flight from Hong Kong was, I think, the last flight in.
Yeah, I just remember that time, like, before it happened. I used to love Jacinda Ardern. I was so proud. Look at our Prime Minister. So proud of her and, you know, like me. By the end of like the COVID and her term that she quit on, I couldn't stand her. You could just see it. It was like she just had this role to play. She played it. She got in there, she did her thing, and she got out of there. And it was just so obvious. It was so obvious. And that's when I just lost all faith in politicians. Not all politicians, but...
Ooh, man, that's such a good like segue, bro. Do you think she was selected for that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know, man.
What do you think? Not what you know.
Well, how she's just dipped out into the UN, and her job is like censorship. That's her little baby, online censorship. You know, she was big, and it seems to be like the left wing media worldwide, not media, the left-wing politics is just super consistent. Everything ties in. You've got the mask wearing, get vaccinated, die on that hill, and then just all their little political points, where they'll just like, it's just, usually you can never see the other side and like be reasonable. Totally, in America, it's just on another level, political. It's just like, they can never just be reasonable. And she was like that, you could just tell. She was old Comrade Cindy, very left-wing, very... See, I don't know enough about it to have too much of a point, but I could just see it. I could see how she was dishonest. To me, she looked like she was lying. And she did lie a lot. She got caught out so much, but it's just, people forget. And she got away with it. She probably made heaps of money. And
On that, the money thing, now this I think needs to be looked at, especially from Kiwi households, is I've seen stuff that Bill Gates dished her $20 million during the COVID era. And he is one of the big pharma who benefited the most off of mRNA vaccinations going out because his companies create them. And I remember there being like this thing about New Zealand had $500 million of rat testing and all these COVID procedures that just got left on the shelf and got past the use by date. How as a company, as an economy, can you justify $500 million just end up in the rubbish dump? That is beyond me. Where that $500 million could go to so much infrastructure. I guess at the same time, you don't know the severity of this new thing. So how do you act and respond accordingly? I just think that it was all rushed. I think that those decisions should still be voted on as well with the public's input. They treat the public like fucking idiots. Like, we are the one true information source. Mm-hmm. We are the only source in anything that you find online. Like we don't have eyes and ears. Like we don't have a brain and experiences. It just off. And then doctors themselves.
Yeah, and you'd have politicians calling doctors conspiracy theorists, I just re-listened to a podcast Joe Rogan had on Robert Malone. He was on during that time, got fully vilified, they turned him into an absolute villain. But the dude's got like 9 patents in the technology of mRNA vaccines. Like that's his baby. And he pretty much came out in the early days and was just sort of said, this is not adding up, like what they're telling us. And they just turned him into this massive conspiracy theorist. Fast forward, you go back, you listen, very brave, and like he had to risk his reputation, his life, he was getting threats. Everything he said back then was 100% true. You come to it now. And then so now they're just revisited and I listened to the latest podcast on the weekend, and he's got heaps of data. Everything backs up what he said and what everyone thought he was crazy for. He was 100% true. He's now saying that long COVID is caused from the vaccine. People with only vaccinated people can get long COVID, and long COVID. So and that's all his concerns at the start. Like he was sort of, he was raising these concerns, and he was saying there's alternative medicines out here that will be really good for this, but you couldn't make any money off it. So it was just clear to me, and I get it,
But that's like that. Yeah. That's what you're prepared to do. You're in those. I hate to call them elites, but you're in that seat, and you're like, yo, there's $1 billion opportunities for us if we disinfect the world people's health. Should we do it? Everyone in favor? Yes, 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 yes. Like that's really how you want to make money and control and power and dictate the world? That's crazy to me. That is absolutely zero moral compass.
Oh, mate.
But yeah, you just mentioned conspiracy theorists, and that raises 2 things for me. One thing that I seen was the difference between a conspiracy theory and truth is 6 to 12 months. It's just time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that people have this like hard label of a conspiracy theorist as if it's degrading, because the term conspiracy theorist, it was founded after the assassination of JFK, where bystanders said that they seen things. So like, oh no, that's not what happened. I seen this. And then
It was the CIA.
it was the CIA.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we need to like whistleblow these people, put them up as whistleblowers and treat them as if their information is incorrect. We'll
Yeah.
call them conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that the people that were saying that they created it, they're like, all it means is that you're a critical thinker. It means that you're actually really good at thinking and dissecting things and deducting information for yourself.
Yeah.
So when they call you a conspiracy theorist as a condescending title or label, it's really a compliment. And that stuck with me, bro. Like, it helps you realize that, like, hey, I see these things and I hear these things, but the news source tells me this. I'll believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And like, you're not even allowed to open up what that is.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on, I haven't even agreed to that being my viewpoint. I'm not allowed to look at it. Okay, I trust you. I trust that what you want for me is the best for me. But I don't know.
As soon as like mainstream media tell me something's taboo, and it's like, it seems like, nah, you don't go there because that's wrong. Instantly I want to go there because I'm like, okay, what do they not want us to know or see?
Oh,
That's just like been a common theme with mainstream media.
Here's one for you. Do you think in 1969 that they landed on the moon? Why'd you laugh?
I knew you were going to say that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
How no, you
Because I don't know anything from 1969. Like,
Did you know the moon landing was in 1969?
yeah,
Okay. I knew it was in the 1960s, yeah.
to me, it seems crazy that they could have. And how have we not gone back there, especially someone like Elon Musk? And then I don't think so. I don't believe it. And only because there's so many little grey areas that just can't be explained. And it's just like, okay, so we'll just brush over all those grey areas. No one's gonna address them. And then like, I notice like Joe Rogan's been huge on that, and I love listening to him talk about it, and very clued up. He's had many astrophysics and blah, 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 you know. He asks questions. He doesn't think he thinks it's highly probable that they didn't do it. But Elon Musk has been on his show like 4 or 5 times, and they've never spoken about it. And I know, and I've heard that, you know, because Elon Musk, he is in like a partnership with NASA, he wouldn't be allowed to. But I just think it's absolutely mind-boggling that we can't get there. And Joe Rogan's explained, and someone else on the show has explained the complexities of getting there. There's a barrier that humans actually physically can't cross, and it's like it's timing. There's like a little pocket in space. Otherwise, we just actually physically can't really do it. So no, I don't think so. Purely just because how far technology's come from 1969. They didn't even have cell phones back then, and they reckon they landed on the moon, and we've never done it since. But I don't know. Has there been any motivation to get there? So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think that there's like, here's all these 50-point red flags that say that they didn't go, but bro, the only one that I need is just their shitty little fucking spaceship. Popping around. But their little shitty spaceship, bro. There's no way you could have taken that cardboard thing out of freaking Christchurch, let alone orbit.
Right.
It is crazy. Yeah, so, and I only mentioned that to bring up like, well, what does the government hide? Or like, what do they gain from telling you that they went to the moon? Why is that even a thing?
It's just an ego thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Or is there some type of like then mapping of Earth from that position? I don't know. Satellites and
Yeah, I mean, they got satellites, so they can map Earth from satellites. I have no idea, mate.
yeah, I have no idea. And just tell the truth. Just tell the truth.
seems
I think
bizarre.
one of the 3 astronauts that was there, so it was Neil Armstrong. Is it Buzz Aldrin? Is that his name?
Yep.
He himself said he never went.
Yeah, and I've seen that too. And if you look at the press conference when they first come back from space, and they just got guilt written all over.
Yeah.
It's a real awkward and weird.
They're not proud and happy.
It's very strange. Yeah.
They they were only the 3 people that had escaped Alcatraz. They were there was like, oh, I might be going off on a I might have been a dream.
Yeah.
But no, there's a story of 3 people escaping Alcatraz, the biggest, like the prison that's got the ocean around it. And
I don't think they were in prison, bruh.
no, I'll pull up a link. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone out there will know. Hey, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but
Come on.
in 12 months' time,
It's okay to ask questions, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Be judgmental. Be very judgmental on what the government are telling us what's true. And it's probably super relevant for us because we're in an election year here in New Zealand, and different from like America have a 4-year term, we have a 3-year term. So we can change governments in and out quite fast. It also means that if they there's a term, 1-term government. Like if the government isn't succeeding, people want to kick them out. You only get 1 term. But it's quite hard to establish like infrastructure and things in play and see them, I guess, progress from 3 years only, because you're still dealing with some of the last government's bills where they've like got them in place for certain dates and what have you. But it being an election year, I think it's it's back into the year, so maybe 6 months at least away for us. Are you in tune with like what's going on, or where would you like to see our nation be for, like, let's say 10 years time? Like, what does New Zealand even look like, bro? Because like we know a lot of Kiwis are leaving, a lot of immigration are coming, and if it continues that way in the same numbers, I think we're at deficit 80,000 Kiwis citizens to Aussie, and 170,000 odd immigrants are here.
Yes.
Now people are saying, hang on, foreigners are coming to New Zealand, getting citizenship here, and then moving to Aussie because it's easier to get the citizenship in New Zealand than it is in Australia. And I don't know if they're just saying that to say that to make us feel better, but I know for a fact how many of my friends and family have gone to Australia and not come back, including my father, my brother, like I've got family there, my cousins and my uncles. So I know for a fact. But what do you see in New Zealand 10 years?
No, I'm not super in tune with New Zealand like politics, but where do I want to see? Man, just preserved a little bit. I want business to be good. One, because I'm getting into business, so it's good to have opportunity. I want our oceans to be respected. Like growing up fishing, our recreational fishing is, I think, the best in the world. So I like what Matt Watson's doing, what he stands for.
Can we jump in on that? Because I don't want to get to all these points when those are great topics themselves to talk about. Start there. Matt Watson, I think, should be New Zealand's fisheries minister for starters, and not Shane Jones. Yes, the ban on 2 years for recreational fishing and diving up in north of Auckland, I think, is like, it's okay. But to allow bottom feed trawlers to just operate the way that they are, and he's now taken cameras off of the ship so they don't even have to show what they're catching. Because like if they trawl the bottom, this, they have the one specific fish that they're allowed on their quota, boom, they get all of those out, but they have all of these other fish, they throw them to waste and they don't live.
I've been on the boats, I've seen it. As a recreational fisherman, I only did one trip, it was a week. It was one of the hardest things. But then like the first load of fish we got up, as Danish saying to me, you got leaded rope. So you've got 2 massive rolls of rope and a big net. And so you do a circle and you drop the buoy. This is all rope. And then the net goes out and then rope and then you drag it, and it just essentially just hurdles all the fish to the middle, and then they swim into the net. And then you pull up this big bag of fish and you winch it on, and all the weight, you do it about a ton at a time, all the weight just like crunches all the fish, all the snapper around the outside, and they just all get crunched up, and then you offload them, and then you got to go through all your bycatch, and tons of it can be undersized snapper, and tons of it's dead, and you've got to get rid of it. But to get rid of it, you have to cut the guts, otherwise it floats. And then you do see a lot of the fishermen that just are too lazy and don't care, and they're just too busy, too much, don't want to cut the guts, so they just sweep them out, and you just see kilometres of snapper floating. I've seen it, and I was only on the water for a week.
How did it make you feel?
At first, it was really hard, really hard, because I would catch snapper by the ones and the twos, and instantly would gut and preserve and eat the whole fish. But then come day 3, I was immune to it. Lack of sleep, you got to get your quota, you got to feed your family, that's your job. And I sort of became a little bit desensitized. And these guys had been doing it for probably 40 years now. I've been doing that type of fishing, and they reckon the snapper numbers aren't like changing, but it was hard. It was hard to see.
So how are we allowed to keep that going, but you're blocking the father and son thrown off the rocks?
What was that block? What do you mean?
Yeah, Shane Jones is blocking recreational fishing. 2-year ban on taking shellfish and seaweed from rock pools north of Auckland. So any paua, any kina, and will take effect from March 12th coming up.
Okay, well that's
But the
seaweed.
trawlers are still allowed.
But that's seaweed and shellfish. That's not snapper. That's not fishing. And I won't
Well,
lie.
it's for the recovery of the seabed.
I won't lie. Okay. The far north, the shellfish are raped and pillaged by the locals, by the people, not by the trawlers and stuff. That doesn't power and stuff. It's so hard to find a legal power up there. Straight up.
Yeah,
Even a
so I came from the land of like gold mine.
You came from the dinner plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
down south.
off pools ankle deep.
And it's like that here. The Banks Peninsula is loaded. It's because the visibility is so crap, it's hard to always dive, and it's huge. Up north, so many recreational fishermen and locals, and it's so easy to pillage, and that's it. It just gets pillaged.
Yeah, so your outdoor activities and fishing is a high priority for you in New Zealand. You touched on business.
Opportunity, yeah.
An opportunity. Bro, for me, like, I just want to go through like the last part of what I just went through with my business. I've been in business for this business now for the 11th year. We just like made dramatic changes, bought a unit, commercial unit, and then consented plans, blah, 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 blah. The red tape now, bro, to go through to establish yourself to then start operating as a business is fucking ridiculous. It is enough to make someone just not do it. And I'm pretty confident as a person to like, yeah, I'm ready, and I've done all these stages, and I'm ready to take the next step. And of course, like 10 years of growth in my business allowed me that confidence to be in that position as well. And I only knew what I knew. Signed papers to confirm purchase, boom, got the unit, got the consented plans into council, and then all of these trick shots came back to me, which came with money. 50 grand here, 30 grand here, 10K unexpected, 7K unexpected, 30 and 50K unexpected, and then red tapes to, you can't operate this and this and this, and it's like such specific little bullshit that is just completely irrelevant to anybody on earth. Like, there will not be an instance where that is an instance, you know?
Yeah.
So when you say like, yeah, I want business and opportunity, how do you like see that for yourself, and how do you see that for the future for people? Because all this red tape is going to make it, I think, people just not do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, in New Zealand, there's good opportunity for like a builder to make money. But the builder's got to, one, take risk and step out of their comfort zone. But there's so much amazing opportunity for a carpenter to make money that I think they deserve. Like, you know, I've always seen a carpenter that does all the hard work but just get paid peanuts. But it's the person that's willing to take the risk with their money, make the decisions, that can really prosper from that. And now builders are cracking onto it and they're making really good money. And I love that. I love seeing that for tradesmen. And so that's kind of where the only line I'm coming down on. And then seeing the likes of you, where you started, now you own your own commercial building. You know, you're stepping stones. You've worked hard. And, you know, I feel like people like yourself need to see the fruits of their labor. And so that's just where I want to keep seeing opportunity.
What people don't know about my journey, though, people close to me do, is that, oh, yeah, he worked and got to that point. That's continual work, and that's Monday to Sunday.
I know,
20
because not many
hours.
Not many gym owners, one, own their building.
No, not
A lot of them don't even own their own house. It can be quite cutthroat, and a lot of people don't succeed. Their gyms close down, so it's hard.
You need to have a skill. You need to have a reliable skill that you can always fall back on. And for me, in this industry, is my knowledge. Because I can say that because people pay me from different countries to teach them how to do this. So I don't necessarily make my money here. I pay the bills here, but I leverage here to show what I can do online, and then people are attracted by that, and then they pay me.
Yeah.
And that's probably my ultimate goal, is just to be paid online and not take money off my people. And the more that I get on here, the more I'll diminish the cost here, you know?
Yeah.
But that came from, you have to have a skill that you can always fall back on. Like for you, it's like, if all else fails, you know you can go out and get a job on the tools, paying very, very well, because you're quality and you know how to do it all. But yeah, I think that having a certain skill is the most important thing.
Wisdom, absolutely, bro. And wisdom isn't just handed to you. You got to work for wisdom. You got to choose. You got to choose, you know, wisdom. Does that make sense?
Nah. I was trying to pick that up, bro. Like, yeah, it's philosophical. Nah.
Well, if you want to be wise in something, you can't just rely on time to give you wisdom. You actually got to seek it, and you've got to tap into it, whatever that might be.
Well, I think what you're leading to is like experiences.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't just become wise in this industry because you've opened the doors and coached people. The amount of books I see you reading, and you tell me about that you play on ebooks, you've done courses, you're all constantly trying to improve yourself, which is wisdom.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. Okay, let's finish with this. What are you growing in right now? Like, what's your wisdom that is giving you your growth in your life, where you're thirsty for knowledge, and you see the fruits of that wisdom?
Mine's easy at the moment. It's biblical. Yep. It's the teachings of Jesus. Simple. I'm hungry for that. It's me. It's helping me out. And there's a lot of wisdom there, so I'm tapping in there.